Joseph looks uncomfortable. Jealous? Hey, Donald, can you help me, wire up these generators? I'll assemble the synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface if you have time. You hear an unfamiliar echo from a tunnel to the east. Wire up the generators. Sounds like Joseph wants us to talk to him. That's definitely the takeaway I get from that. I appreciate it, Donald. I'm not much of an electrician, you know. You know that. Joseph hands you a bundle of wires. His kitten curls up on a spool of cabling. Listen, the three of us had a good thing for a minute, wouldn't you say? Up at the old place, before it got ugly? I'm saying, we came down here to work, to really do it. Xanadu. And I mean, we've got to be rational about this. All three of us have got to put our feelings aside for a bit and be rational. You know what I'm saying? Just agree with whatever he's saying. This isn't helpful. Joseph sets down the wire strippers in his hand. You really mean that? You're pretty okay, Donald. I mean, you have a clear idea on what's sensible. We're in unmapped territory here, strange to the whole thing. Gotta have a focus, you'll understand. You are interrupted by the ominous echo of a grating, scraping sound from the east, louder than before. The hell was that? Let's check it out. Ooh. You're all going to die down here. What's the deal? Is this like a recording of the area they went through? The train's getting weirder in certain spots. You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind. How do you like all this, kid? Kinda boring, but I like boring stuff sometimes. Oh. Yeah, but I like boring stuff sometimes. The tunnel narrows, and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees. Navigating the tunnel gradually becomes more awkward, as smooth rock gives way to jagged, crystalline surfaces. Scratches and taps echo from the edge of the tunnel, some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dampened by water. The tunnel opens into a large room. This is so spooky. It reminds me of, ooh. Are those the strangers? Or are those the three of us? Oh, there's more of them. Are these the automatons? What was that game I played where you the entire game was a series of like 4 chapters where you play at basically this game, like this thing I'm playing right now. There's a game I played that's like this basically, and there's like 4 different chapters where you're looking at some kind of old analog looking like old computer or display, and you're trying to solve your way through each one. Oh man. They went on to make Observation? Something like that? Shit, because I played their sequel too. That was the space station game with the annoying controls. You are in a large, irregular chamber. The walls, floor, and ceiling are covered with crystalline projections. In fact, that game's first chapter was a text adventure game, like this one. Strangers are here, scraping black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak. Finally! Just listen to what he says. The stranger reaches for a box he's carrying and presses a plastic button. The box whirs to life, and a crackly voice blurts out something unintelligible, then slows to a deep gurgle. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment. Then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through the tunnel to the north. Lula flees through the tunnel to the northeast. Follow Lula. They ran in different directions. Like they just run away. What do they look like? Lula's headlamp scans across the northern passage as you run. Soft shadows loom perplexingly from floor to ceiling. You feel around to distinguish shadows from crystals, but eventually find yourselves cornered. You have hit a dead end. Who are they? Comfort her. You reassure Lula that the strangers are harmless. Are you? Are you sure? Maybe you're right. It sounds like they've gone back to work. Alright. Let's try to pass them quickly now. Don't make eye contact. Then we'll find our way back to the equipment. It's spooky. What do they look like? Are we ever gonna find out, I wonder? Or are they gonna keep teasing me? It's just this strange off-camera horror in the caves with the zero. You are in Bedquilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Lula is here, panting for breath. Did they follow us? Where's Joseph? Search for him? I only understood you as far as wanting to search. We have to be more specific. With the equipment? The various computer and audio equipment casts angular shadows into the tunnels as you scan slowly across the pile. Nothing. Down one of the tunnels. You select a tunnel at random. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on the moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify. Joseph climbs down from the rope still tied above. That damn sound, those damn voices. I don't even know what direction I was running. I wove through that network of tunnels. I ran my hand along the wall, always turning left, but every turn and every rock felt the same. For all I knew, I was running in circles. Finally, I ended up here. And I hid, I panicked. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. But listen, there's one thing I have to tell you. While I was out there, lost in the tunnels and caves, I came across the Zero. And I had no idea. It's like a real place. They pick up garbage, they deliver mail, they go to work and to church, but it has an awful kind of emptiness. How long has it been since we split up from him? He learned all about the Zero? Does time work differently in the Zero? Because this game's long. Long for one evening, I mean. Wandering though, I heard horrible echoes. Weird images got burned into my mind's eye. A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, a CRT monitor, a bottle, an anchor. Lula looks down at her feet. What's up with Lula? Nothing. Just... Joseph, you sound disturbed. Lula, you've heard the same damn stories I have. It doesn't matter now, damn it. I'm leaving. To hell with all this. Get him back on track. We're so close. Divert Joseph's attention. You shout something at Joseph about the project you're working on together. You'll die in these damn old caves. What about those men? You know they'll come back. Tell them we can hide from the strangers. You shout something at Joseph about going deeper into the caves. Did you hear their voices? They'll find you. But not me. I'm going back to the surface. I wonder if they're implying that they have echolocation. Stop. Your stupid fight is ringing through the damn-holed cave. Joseph is right, we can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down to the zero. Whoa, don't let her leave us here. You plead with Lula about your continued collaboration. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail. Then you can see what your damn machine does with it. That's the thing she said, we've heard that line. Lula and Joseph have left. Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you've ever trusted the gift of your friendship. Pretty thick. Sounds like Beardo had his heart broken. You wander the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece, combing the underground passages for a new site in which to realize your vision. Sounds like a genius. How do you mean? Vain. Vanity, ain't it the truth? My aunt Remedios, before she got into the whole musicography thing, she was a painter, mostly nudes and oil. She had this model, I'll never forget him, big, classically physical guy. Looked like he was about to storm Troy. He made everyone around him call him the Colonel. Weaver and I saw this guy naked a lot. You couldn't help it. He was always posing around somewhere in the house, chasing the light from this room to room to room while Aunt Remedios made a sketch of his profile or worked on the right mix of pigments for his abdomen and print screen. I'm gonna throw that at Colonel RPG. The Colonel had this magnificent hair. Long, black hair that ran down just to the bottom of his shoulder blades. One evening, he was standing next to an open window in the back of the house. The sun was setting, early spring, I think. It was kind of windy. Aunt Remedios was trying to get his hair right. She kept arranging it, like half in front and half behind, running over his shoulder and laying across his chest in this very specific way. But it itched him or something, and he'd do this weird, indignant shuffle thing, or the wind from the open window would push it around, or he'd start and turn his neck when Weaver or I ran by, and everything would be tangled again. The final product was a swirl of black lines billowing around the top of his neck. Weird thing is, I don't even remember his face now, just that black swirl. Probably the best one she ever painted. A really specific side story. The Hall of the Mountain King. I thought the magnet was for if the thing breaks. I'm kind of afraid to click on the magnet button thing, because what if it like breaks the whole thing and cuts this whole thing short? After what may have been years, you stumble out of a tunnel into a cavernous open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like grotesques. In the center of the room is an enormous rocky spire. This is where you set up your equipment and establish your legacy. What a bizarre legacy. I guess maybe this is an old enough, maybe the game is set in an old enough time that this whole computer was like incredible and like this was unusual. But like, it's not much of a game or a story really. They saw something spooky down here and then they split up. They had a spite. They had a bit of a spat. They had some kind of history that informs that isn't included in the story. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistance 0. Realism index 37%. Romance index 2%. Mold coverage 0%. You hire a new research assistant. Assign assistance to a task or sleep until tomorrow. Hire a new assistant. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You have hired Mary Ann, who studies fine art. Assigned to task? Debugging, transcription, or speculation. They do art, so I guess speculation? Assigning available research assistant to speculation. Hire a new assistant. How are you hiring people from a cave? No new applicants. Well, shit, I guess we're going to sleep. I find it notable that none of my options are do work. I can only sleep, or hire people, or assign them to do things. Time passes. Mary Ann discards centuries of exhaustive data on the uniformity of cause and effect. They discard data? Realism index 22%. Oh no. Romance index 7%. What the fuck? You have hired Rick, who studies library sciences. Transcription, I guess. Library, yeah. How many transcription? You assign them every day to different jobs? Okay. Both of them, I guess? How about they both transcribe? Why not? Hire a new assistant? No applicants. This is bizarre. Mary Ann extensively notates tunnel diameter as a function of length. Rick summarizes the migratory patterns of bats through the tunnels. There's so much more to this than I expected. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. 52% realism, 0% romance, because Rick moved in, I guess, is the implication. I don't know. Can I clear the mold at some point? Or is that like the progress bar to when we run out of time? You have hired Weaver, who studies mathematics. No new applicants. Assign assistants to a task. Don't I assign people by number? Debugging. You have 3 research assistants available today. How many on debugging? Okay, so you don't assign them individually anyway. 2? And then 1 more in speculation. And then go to sleep, I guess. Weaver identifies a bug with the oxygen level simulation, but is unable to fix it. Mary Ann fixes some weird math with some weirder math. Rick makes a convincing argument for the edibility of stone. That's not... Intruders. Oh shit, they're creepily in there. The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. It's so hard for me to contextualize why we're doing this and why we're doing it here. Why are we so dedicated to having a computer simulation run in this cave? And I'm like running a simulation of the simulation being made, which is... What? Now is the time to continue your work. I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to the 0. 57% realism, 10% romance. Fear does that. Oh! The strangers come by and they fix up the mold. You hired Amy, who studies human-computer interaction. All speculation. Let's do some big brain stuff. Everybody, go. I believe in you. Sleep. Weaver muses about the love lives of fungal colonies. Amy posits that nature, not reason, is the master of industry. Rick has ideas. Marianne had ideas. Weaver follows the strangers into the tunnels. She doesn't return, but neither do they. What the fuck? Now is the time to continue work. I just lost somebody. They just went in with the what? They got like sucked in. Are they like the fucking whistlers just coming in here and taking people out? That's a really creepy story, by the way. Good podcast. You hired Andrew, who studies statistics. Not the one I know. Damn, are they gonna keep evening out my people or something? Debugging. All in there, fix my shit up. Amy widens tunnels slightly to reduce the need for extra crouch commands. Rick makes adjustments to the echolocation algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible leathery tumbleweeds. Jesus. Marianne fixes bugs. If you do more than two, they seem to like kinda stop having things to say. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Maybe we should try to start over or something? This doesn't seem to be helping. How would you ever know what you're supposed to be doing anyway? My realism index is up. My romance index is up. Those seem like good news, right? And the more people I get, the more we can accomplish. You've hired Roberta, who studies fairy tales. Transcription. 2? Speculation. 2. I'm constantly worried I'm gonna click on the wrong thing when I'm trying to skip through, but it's just a lot. It'll take a lot longer to read everything else out. Sleep. Roberta fixed bugs. Andrew types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. Rick carefully transcribes the sounds of dripping water in all their variations over a period of several hours. Amy has ideas. Marianne had ideas. You dream fitfully. You, Lula, and Joseph stand in a hallway. The walls are blank beige. It's just after winter quarter, but before spring. So there are no students around. Joseph says something clever, and Lula leans in on his shoulder. You wish that, instead, she had taken your hand, or that there were any other option. Now is the time to continue your work. Realism index 61%, romance index 71%. We're making some kind of progress here. You've hired Greg, who studies architecture. Now I can do 2 for each. I don't know why they kept saying to start over. I don't see what starting over would accomplish. Roberto fixes bugs. Andrew fixes bugs. Greg transcribed experiences. Rick transcribed experiences. Marianne had ideas. Amy had ideas. Intruders. The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Romance is way the fuck up. Realism is not as good, I guess. University message boards have been disconnected. I'm not allowed to hire people anymore. Assign assistants to a task. Debugging. 6. I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. They're all fixing bugs. A mail carrier on bicycle brings you a sizable bill from the power company. 100% realism. It's 33% romance. So like the doing bugs fixes realism? Everyone's transcribing now. Increased romance. What am I doing? Look at all these people full of ideas. Your habit of absent-mindedly chipping away at cave crystals and sprinkling their dust in the air behind you has paid off. Just a few feet down one of the tunnels blooms a small but kaleidoscopic garden of crystals. Realism's way down, but romance is 100%? Whoa! What did I do? So maybe debugging 4. Speculation 2? Speculation seems to be romance, debugging seems to be realism, I guess. Is that even my goal, though? $59.79. Debugging 3? This section's kind of losing me. What do they want from me? This is really time consuming, but I don't really know what the goal is. Is it just to max these percentages out? Intruders. Finally they leave. Yeah, they're going down again. Six on debugging again, see if it goes back to 100%. You prepare a nutritional meal of boiled cave moss, seasoned with a salty, translucent paste you've harvested at great personal risk from stalactites. Realism's way up again. No. I really don't feel like I'm making it anywhere. Honestly, I don't think you can beat this. That's what I'm thinking at this point. Because, I mean, he's still here, right? He never left. He's been trying to do this for years, decades. Try to quit and start over? I want to keep playing. Come on, kid, we got stuff to do. Are you sure you want to quit? Yes. That was a rhetorical question. Quit game? I only understood you as far as wanting to quit. Maybe we have to lose or die or die somehow in order to start over? Eat the lamp! Eat lamp. Don't be ridiculous. Maybe we have to wait it out. Wait indefinitely. Time passes. Research assistants come and go. You don't encounter the strangers again, but sometimes you can hear the uncanny echoes of their voices. Off in the tunnels. Years pass. Mold accumulates. You and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet, narcotic perfume. One night you have visitors. Outsiders, different ones. Then later that night, an old friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of file. Press any key to quit. Huh. You really did go deeper into the caves. So years later, he saw Lula again. That's the reveal. So is he just keeping information from us? I guess we'll find out. Oh. How in the world did playing the game bring her back?